this is Marie, Whirledpeas Knits, episode 37. Thanks for joining me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I'm working on. And also I have notes down below. If you see me looking down below, I'm just looking at my notes. The first work in progress that I've been working on is in this little Halloween bag by Lois Knitting's My Bag. And I didn't get very far on this one. This one is by Knit Style Yarns, and it's called Slutty Pumpkin Latte. It's a set of a small mini skein along with the big skein, and honestly I just got a few rows done on it. I started it and then I put it away and I didn't pull it back out again. I think I forgot I had started it, so. But that's what it looks like. It's just a little niblet, not very much. And I started it on some 2.75 millimeter needles and 64 stitches. I saw it on another podcast and I thought, oh, I love that. I just saw the yarn. I didn't see anyone knit it up yet, so. But it's in this bag. Okay, and then the next thing that I've been working on is a pair of monster socks. So there's this monster, this is in my big huge bag with all my scraps in it. So there's this monster sock knit along, and I knit one pair, which I'll show you my finished objects, and then I had another pair that I had started. I haven't finished it yet, and I think it's due by the end of this month, so which is soon. And I don't think I'll get them done for the knit along, but I will keep knitting them so that I can get them finished. This pair I'm knitting for a girl in my office. She said she would like to have a pair of monster socks, so I was like, okay. And on this pair, I decided I was going to make an actual monster. So, I knit. So this is going to be his ears. These little, those little things, and then his eyes will be here, and then this black line is going to be his mouth, and he's going to have teeth on there, like a tooth or something like that, like a white tooth that I'm going to put on after the fact, maybe with felt or something, I'm not sure. So this is my second set of monster socks, which I didn't get very far on. I put them aside and I was working on other things, and then I was like, oh, I forgot about those, and I'll have to get those finished. So, and then the next thing I've been working on is in this little orange bag. I have some Southern Storytime hand-dyed yarns. This is a self-striping yarn right here. And this is the label. And it's called Pumpkins and Mums. So this is what it looks like. So it stripes from color to color. And it's merino and nylon, 75-25. See if I can get it out. And so this is what it looks like, and I've been working on these. And they're really cute. I've already put in the afterthought, the waist yarn for the afterthought heel right there. And I think I'm going to do this pink color as the heel, but I'm not sure. I might just do the stripey. So, and this is just an opal, an old opal that I've been using for everything. This one is color number 1368. So that is that. And I've been, most of my socks I knit on the size 2 2.75 needles. So, in case you were wondering, right? And then the next thing, okay, is in my, okay, so this is like a knockoff fringe bag. It's not a fringe supply bag. It's like a knockoff bag. And and I got it on Etsy. And I have two pairs of socks in this one. I have my first pair of socks, and this is the pair that I'm working on currently like right now. I've been dragging it around with me until I finish it. Because what I do is I start a bunch of socks and then I work on just one. I like kind of focus on one until I get that pair done. Or maybe I'll switch around. It just depends. But right now I'm kind of focused on this pair right here. So I was trying to get this pair done for the next finished object, but it didn't quite make it. So this is Zauberball. And this is one of my favorite yarns to knit with. And it just goes from color to color. And it's like this crazy, you know, color work or color striping, and they don't match each other at all. So I've got the first one done, except for the heel. So I do the sock and then I put in waste yarn and then I go back and put the heels in when I'm done, just so I can kind of measure them up and make sure that they're the same size. So I'm on the second one, and you see how they're not at all matching, but they're cute still. They'll be nice with brown shoes or something in the wintertime with boots. So yeah, so that's where I'll go back and put the heels in. And I'm almost ready to start the toe on the second one. Alrighty. And then the next pair of socks that I have on the needles in this bag is this Camel City Dye Works. The first, I have two colors of it. This one is Purple People Eater. And it's this purple one. And then I got Bug Juice. This is the green one. Let's see. And I'm working on this sock. So I'm doing the cuff in the Bug Juice, and I thought I would do the heel and toe maybe in the green, the Bug Juice. Now I saw this on another podcast and I really liked it, and I saw it, I think it was like last year I saw it on a podcast, and I thought I would like to make that. And I contacted the dyer, and she said, well, we only dye that during the Halloween time period or in the fall, and that I would have to contact her the next year. So I waited and I contacted her this year and I was able to get it. So she was dyeing it again. But I really think they're cute. I like the purple and green together. Okay. And so the next thing that I have on the needles is, let me set this down. This one isn't in a bag. This one is by Lolo Did It in the plush sock. And it's Polyjuice Potion. This is what it looks like. So these are all just things I've worked on, maybe a few rounds, maybe, a lot, just since I've spoken with you last. There's my watch band sticking out of my thumb hole. And with this one, this is Polyjuice Potion. These kind of, they remind me of a Halloween sock, so I've kind of been picking them up here and there. And then I have some minis to go with them. This is Sunglasses Not Included, Violet Beauregard. I'm not sure of the color, the name of this one, and then this one I think is Big Girls Don't Cry. But I thought all of these would kind of go with this, so I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use in the heels and toes and cuffs. Or actually I already did the cuff in that one, so I'm just going to do the cuff on the Polyjuice Potion. But I thought I would kind of switch it up and make them a little crazy with different colors. All right, and on that, these I'm using my Knit Pro Zings, size 2.75, and I have 64 stitches. That's the amount of stitches that I cast on, and then I do a 2x2 rib, and then I just knit until I come to where I want to put my my heel waste yarn in. So that's kind of my standard vanilla sock recipe. Okay. All right, and so the next thing I've been working on. So I have been working with this girl who sits next to me at work. Her name's Jana. I've been working with her on knitting, and So she's got all these projects going now. I don't know why or where she got that from. But she's so she ordered some more yarn, and like right now she's in the stage where she's just learning to purl, but she knows how to knit. And so if there's like a ribbing area, maybe I'll start the ribbing for her, get it going, and then she does the knitting, you know, like that sort of thing. So I just thought I would show you, since I had this. This is something that she purchased and she started on, or she wanted me to get started for her, and then she was going to knit the rest. And yeah, she went online, and I thought it was funny that she picked out this, which I've been seeing this like on Love Sock Wool, and I think I saw it on Instagram this morning, this yarn, Whip Yarns. And so she ordered something called 4 and 20. It's a DK. And so I don't know what that's a reference to. If anybody knows, you could put that down below. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a TV show or something. I don't know. Anyway, and this is the color. See, we hand wound this at work on our break, of course, our lunch break. And so this is really pretty. And she wanted to make a hat with it. So she also ordered a pair of Knitter's Pride Zings, like some Cirques. And it's size 7, 32 inch. And she's, so I started the hat for her. Now I'm not sure what she's going to make, which hat, but she said she wanted to make a slouchy hat with it. So there we go. So basically we just started a 2x2 rib. So, and I had started to go over with her a little bit about going back and forth between the knitting and the purling and everything on this one. And we looked at it for a while, and so so she's working on some fingerless mitts right now too. So I said that I would finish the ribbing for her, and then she could start on the hat part of it. And I just dropped part of it. Sorry, let me get that. I don't want to get it. I don't want to get her label lost in my craft room. So anyway, I just thought I would show that. This is something she's going to be making. Maybe when she gets it done, or maybe I'll just show progress of it on the next podcast if I take a picture at work or something. I should show you progress of the one she's working on now, the fingerless mitts. So maybe I'll do that also. All right. Okay, so then that is that. Okay, and the next thing, okay, is my sweater. So I've been working on this this boardwalk sweater by Tin Can Knits, and it's the sweater that you wear backwards. And I think I'm gonna do the backwards portion. So let me see. Here's a better view of it. It's on a little girl here, but it comes in adult and child sizes, and so that's what I'm working on. And so this takes, as you can imagine, quite a bit longer to work on, you know, because the rows are so much longer. So I picked this up. I was bringing it with me on the train, but it's kind of big, and the train has been so crowded. I don't know why the trains are so crowded going into the city lately, but I take a train that is very crowded, and so I stopped bringing this on the train, and I've just been bringing socks on the train because it's big, and I just didn't want to inconvenience people around me, you know, be like, oh, like a crazy person with this big knitting project. And so I started from the bottom, and it has a split hem. So this is like the front side of it, and of course I'm in the middle of a round, and it's got the wire in it. But this is what it's going to look like. Let's see. So it looks kind of like that. And of course the back is the open part. And I will be putting a button band in it, like how it shows. There's a little button band in it. So at the end, I'll go back and pick up stitches along this side and make a little button band, you know, on either side right here, so that it's nice and clean edges. But I really like it. I like how it's coming out. It looks like I lost some of the stitches. Let me put these back on the needle real quick. I did want to say that, so when I first started, I was like, I had heard, so this is my first knit sweater. I've crocheted a sweater before, like a big boho cardi. But this is my first knit sweater that I've made. And I heard that you're supposed to be alternating skeins. And so this is like one of the skeins that I'm using. It's hedgehog fibers, and it is the sorbet colorway. And so since it's hand dyed, all the colors are slightly different. You know, like this one has a lot of this green in it. This one has a little less. Maybe, oh, there's some right there. But what they say is that you need to alternate skeins so that it kind of evens out, and there's not like one part of the sweater that is more like of one color or whatever. And so I started to do alternating skeins. The ribbing I did not alternating, and then I switched to alternating skeins and every 2 rows. So hopefully that works out for me, and I don't have big, you know, areas of one color maybe that's not dyed exactly the same as another skein. So I will check back in with you on that. We'll see how that's going. But that's a kind of a bigger long-term project. I'm hoping to get it done by like spring or maybe, I don't know. It's kind of springy colors, so I thought that would be kind of nice to have, you know, maybe in March or so. All right, and then, so I'm going to go on to finished objects. And I did, okay, so the first thing, I made a pair of fingerless mitts for my friend Jana at work. And I used this Heritage Prince 150, and it's by Cascade Yarns. And I just wound the rest of the, it was a ball, but it was kind of a messy ball because I had been pulling from the center and it had collapsed on itself. It is color number 10, and that's what it looks like. And it stripes. And I used 64 stitches around. I started off like I was going to make a pair of socks, but then I decided to make a pair of fingerless mitts. And I did like a 2x2 rib. So I did 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit, 2 purl all the way around. And then I started knitting until I hit the thumb hole. And then I bound off 7 stitches like a buttonhole, like I just bound them off. And then I picked them up on the next round. And then I kept knitting. So that's kind of how I make my fingerless mitts. And I'm going to show a picture of Jana wearing them because I don't have them here with me. I gave them to her. And they kind of match the sweater that I would always see her wearing in the office. And I thought she should really have these because they match the sweater. I mean, it was like almost perfect. And it just looked like her color. So I was like, oh, she would like these, you know, because she didn't have a pair of mitts or anything that I saw her wearing. And she, of course, commutes into the city just like I do. So I'm going to insert it here. And this is her wearing them. Okay, and then the next thing that I finished, let's see, is another pair of Zauberball socks. So these are Zauberball Stark 6, and I do not know how to pronounce this. It's in German, I'm sure. Right by that little asterisk right here. That's the colorway name. And it has a color number 2092 is the color number, in case you were wondering. And so these, I got this set of Zauberball for my birthday, not this last October, but the previous October. So I got them last year, and I started them, and then fall was over. And so I put them aside because I wanted to work on like Christmas socks, and then I was on to spring socks and everything else. So I picked them back up again this fall, and these are, this yarn was given to me for my birthday from Christine and Ralphie, they gave me this yarn for my birthday last year. So, and I finished them, yay! So, and I think she searched all over for this yarn because I showed her on Instagram. I saw that people were making socks with this yarn, and she said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I said, "I'd like this ball of yarn, but I cannot find it." And she found it. I don't know where, but so anyway, but I finished them. Here they are. Yay. And so those are nice, warm, tall socks for my boots this winter and this fall. So I'm excited that I got these done. All right, and so the next thing, is this, beanie. So in Denver, I keep seeing this hat. These people are walking around with this hat on, and it's all over. Like, I was at the King Soopers, and like 2 different lanes ahead of me, like it was snowing, like, I don't know, last week, the week before, I can't remember. But 2 different lanes had people that were checking out their groceries with this hat on. I was like, that is the weirdest thing. It's just, I see this hat all over Denver and Colorado Springs. I used to see it there. And I don't know where we were, but I think I was with Jayna, my friend. We were eating lunch at one of the restaurants downtown, like the fast foody kind of salad place. I don't know. And we were in line, I think, and she said, "Hey, there's that hat again." And so she said, "I'm going to ask them where they bought that hat." And then I guess the girl had said she bought it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I didn't know they had knit hats already, maybe machine knit hats there. But so anyway, I went on to Ravelry, and I had seen that people had made a, copycat version. And this is it right here. So a lot of times it has like a little label on it, like around the brim, there will be like a little label that'll be sewn around it that'll say something on it. But I see it all over, and I think the original one that I see mostly is like a cream colored one, but it's in all colors. I see it all over at the trains, and people on, at Union Station have it on. And the King Soopers. So anyway, I thought I'm going to make that hat. And I think I printed it out like maybe even last winter, planning to make it, and I never did. So I made it, and I'm not sure about it. It seems kind of small. So I made it with this. This is the hat right here. But I made it with this, and it is Nerd String. And it's color number 00AK. So I'm not quite sure what that stands for, but that's what it says on it. Or color name. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I bought it at Colorful Yarns. This is what I have left on it. I kind of feel like if I make this again, I'd like to make see how it has just the 3 big... Oh, you know what? Maybe that is my issue. That is my issue. It has 4. I see that. Just like right now, right here, I see that it has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I made 3. Maybe I should pull it out, like the top of it. Make the 4th one and start it and make it the right size. Because look, it looks so small. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny? I just saw that just right now. Okay, well anyway, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be taking the pom-pom off and pulling the top out and putting that other band in. Because look, 1, 2, 3. I did not make the 4th one. I was thinking it seemed so short, I couldn't figure it out. Well, that is super funny. But anyway, if you would like to make it, it's called CC Copycat Beanie 2.0. Sherry Hotches. I don't know. But that's it. That's the beanie that's all around town, I guess. And so then the next thing, that's so funny. Okay, but good thing, I think I just tied this in so I could just I could just untie it literally. Yep, it's in a bow. So I'll just untie that and then take out a little and tie the string on or the yarn on and get going. Okay, So the next thing is a hat, another hat that I've been working on. So this is the second ball I have of this yarn, and it's a Noro yarn, and I got it quite a while back. I had it back here in my stash, and I thought I would like to make a hat with it. And it's from, I think it's from Japan. Yes, it's made in Japan. It's called Transition Berg Perp Teal. So I'm not sure why it's called that, but it does have teal in it. And so I made a hat where I just cast on, now I don't remember how many stitches I cast on for this one. I just cast on and knit it on size 8s. And this is what it looks like. And it's really cute. It's very warm. It's very like dense. And I use 1 full skein of yarn to make it. And then I put a pom-pom. And these are fake fur, of course, pom-poms. From Fabu Knits, FFF Fabu Knits or something like that on Etsy. But they have all the fake fur pom-poms that you could ever want. And I have a whole container of them. You know, so that I could just try them on and see which one I want on the hat. So anyway, I finished this. I went to a payroll conference in this gambling town, and we stayed in a casino with a girl, one of the girls in my office, and we stayed up there for a couple nights last week. And I finished this hat while I was sitting at one of the tables. And so, you know, I work in Denver and do payroll in downtown Denver. And this girl who sat next to me, she worked for the city of Wheat Ridge, and she did their payroll. And she said, "Hey, I love that hat. Did you made that hat?" You know, and all this stuff. And she was like, "I want to learn to knit," and all this. So I don't know if that, you know, is going to spur her on to learn to knit or not, but hopefully another knitter is born from that. Anyway, so yeah, so I just did a 2x2 rib, and then I just knit all of this to the top, and then I did decreases, just kind of like a standard hat pattern. So, all right, and then I have enough to make a second hat, so which is exciting. Okay, let me see where I'm at. Okay, and then the next finished object is, well, I have it on these little sock blockers, but it's my Monster Socks from the Monster Sock Cow. And it's a Monster Sock Knit Along 2018. And these are just a bunch of different scraps that I had. And I made a pair of socks with them. So, yep. And then I used the Purple People Eater for the heels from Camel City Dye Works. So I really love them. I entered them in the contest. Hopefully I win something. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'll let you know on the next time if I do. But yep, that's what they look like. And so I just made my standard vanilla sock pattern. And then I did a 2x2 rib. I did 64 stitches. And I just switched back and forth between all kinds of scraps of yarns, you know, of previous socks that I had made. So, yep. So these are just some crazy socks. Okay. All right. So the next thing I was going to talk about is, okay. So I did it's called, it was on Instagram, and this lady who has a podcast, something at the castle or something like that. I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of her podcast, but she's called Candy Shop Yarns, and her name's Deborah. And Meanwhile at the Castle, that's the name of her podcast. And she was doing a Christmas project bag swap. And on Instagram, you just do hashtag Christmas Project Bag Swap 2018, I think is what it has on there. And she wanted you to, so you signed up by a certain date, and then you made a project bag for your partner, and then you picked some other items to put with it. and then you sent it to your partner. And so I made one for my partner, and her name is on Insta. It's at, so I don't quite know what her name is exactly, but it's FATES So I think it's like Fates Thread. I'm not sure if that is actually how she says it, or if it's another, like I don't know where the words are cut off, and it's not quite obvious. Or maybe it's not quite obvious to me. I don't know. But anyway, so she's my partner in the swap. And I made her a bag, and I took a picture of the front and the back of the bag, and because it's different, it's scrappy. And I put on it things that she was saying that she liked, and the scrappy things. And then also I made a notions pouch for her to go in the bag. So hopefully she likes it. If you are her, don't watch, because I'm going to show what it looks like, and I'm going to show what I sent her. I also actually got a few extra things in the mail that I put in there at the last minute that aren't in the photo, like a pair of scissors or something, and something else. Anyway, but if you're her, don't watch, because I'm going to show it right here now. Okay. All right. So anyway, hopefully she likes that. I sent it out yesterday, and it's supposed to be there Monday. So, and she sent me mine, and it has not arrived yet. It probably will be sometime next week when hers arrives here. So I'm super excited about that. I'll show it to you next time. But it's Christmas bag, so I mean, we can show it a little later because it's not even Halloween yet. All right, so I'm going to go on to my purchases. So I purchased from West Yorkshire Spinners. I purchased the new Christmas colorway, and I want to make these, for the holidays this year. And this is what it is. It is Fairy Lights and then Cayenne Pepper. And now I also have the green one. It's like chocolate mint that goes with this. And I may even have the blue, but I couldn't find it like right before I was going to podcast. So I was like, oh, they know what it looks like. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But actually I think I have a picture of it. So they, it came from England. So it took a while to get here. And it came with this pattern. It's a little janky because it was an envelope and it got all, anyway. But this is the pattern that it comes with, and I did get it from West Yorkshire Spinners, directly from them. So they sent this pattern with it, and then inside it shows the colors. And this green I have that I had gotten the previous year to do with my other Christmas socks that I had done in West Yorkshire Spinners. And so, so here's the pattern. It's really cute. It just looks like a vanilla pair of socks, but I plan to make them. So that's coming up. And that came in the mail today, actually, on the way home from the gym. Okay, so another thing that I purchased was Lolo Did It had a Helping Hippos update. And so there was a hurricane, the Hurricane Florence, that hit on the East Coast. And 100% of the proceeds go to the hurricane victims. And she decides who she's going to send those to, And so I got a DK weight to make a hat, and then some sock weight to make fingerless mitts. And so I thought that since Jana's now into the mitts, I thought we would split this one and do like, split it half and half, and then we could each make a pair of mitts with our half. So I thought that was cute. And it's a gray. Of course I haven't split it yet, but it has like all these pops of colors in it. It's really cute. And then this, I thought I would make a hat. Maybe for my sister's husband for Christmas. So, yep. Alrighty. So that is that. That's the Helping Hippos by Lolo Did It. And she's out of Vegas. So, all right. And then the next thing, this one I got like right after I podcast last time. And this is Yarnberry Yarns. And this is the other lady from Meanwhile at a Castle. She is a yarn dyer. And actually, they're both yarn dyers now. I mean, just recently, Deborah started to dye yarn also, the one who's doing the project bag swap. But this is going to be for the heels and toes. And this is for the sock. And it's the sock base. It's called the Shire. And it's from LOTR, which the Lord of the Rings mystery set, September 2018. So that came right after I podcast last time, and I thought that I wanted to support her new indie dyed yarn, and I just wanted to see what it looked like. So I can't wait to see how this knits up. Maybe in March or something I'll do this one. This kind of looks like St. Patrick's Day colors a bit to me. Or maybe around Christmas time I will. We'll see. So, all right. So the next thing, I was going to do coffee and tea corner. And let's see. So I got some new tea from David's Tea. And I've had it for maybe like a month and a half or so. And the first one I got was this pumpkin chai. I got this also loose because there was like a sale on it. And so I got this loose, and I got these little packets. And I've been drinking them and sharing them with my coworkers and this lady that I know on the train. So if you know me, hit me up. But actually, it's really good. I only have a few bags left, actually. But I do have some loose, so I can still drink some. So this one is really good, this pumpkin chai. I've been putting like a little bit of creamer in it, of almond creamer, or and I'm going to show you my pumpkin creamers that I got at Target, Super Target. So this one is one of the ones I got. And then I got s'mores chai. And so this one's really good also. I would say out of the two, I have more of this one left. I like this one also, but I've been drinking this one more. So I do have it actually a couple of bags in my basket that I carry back and forth to work. So these are two of my favorites that I'm currently drinking. I also have been drinking this Tazo pumpkin chai, pumpkin spice chai. And then this Trader Joe's spice chai. This is one of my favorites too. Okay, so that's all for Tea Corner. Although I did just get some tea in the mail today, but I'll show you that next time because it's more of a winter one. And also I'm drinking, for coffee, I've been drinking this Maple San Marco. And it's really good. I do like it. This is probably the second or third time I've had it. I've bought it from them or whatever, this flavor. So I really like it. And then Pumpkin Love is the other one. So this one's something that they carry at Target. I don't think it's a Target brand. I'm not sure if it's Archer Farms. I'm not sure of the brand. But they do carry it at the Target. So, and I just cut the label off and I put it on here. And so I've been drinking this. This is my favorite pumpkin coffee. And I tried several of them last year. I've tried a few this year, but this is my favorite. It's from last year. It's a new bag this year, but But I just got another couple of bags of that because that is the one I enjoy the most. I did want to show you my creamers that I was using. I got this almond creamer from Silk, and I like this one. I'd say this one is one of my favorites. It's a little bit thinner. It's more just like almond milk, but flavored. And then this one is almond and coconut cream. So, and this one, I like this one also. These are all from Target, because that's where I shop, is at the Super Target. And then I just got this one. I haven't tried it yet, but it's almond cream and almond milk, half and half, pumpkin flavor. So I can't wait to try this one. I haven't tried that yet. And then this one is a maple one, and I do like this one too. I've had a couple of containers of this. I would say that this is a thicker one if you're looking for something thicker. But if you just want a little something for your tea, like this, like for my pumpkin lattes or whatever, I like this. So it's whatever kind of creamer is that you prefer. I was going to show you some fabric that I purchased to make bags. Now this was just from the Hobby Lobby. I haven't made it out to the new Loopy U yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. But I was there and I was looking for another, like a coordinating fabric for the bag that I was making, for actually the bottom of that Christmas bag, because I didn't have anything that really matched all of those, different fabrics that I put in it. And while I was there, I got this, which is the bottom of that bag, but I got some other fabrics because I need a unicorn bag, right? Isn't it cute? And I thought these would kind of go with it. So cute. So stay tuned for that. There's unicorn bags in my future. I'm excited. Okay, and so that is all for today's podcast. I am going to go ahead and insert some footage of the trip to Blackhawk with Christine. So she also sits next to me, and now she's knitting since last Thursday or Friday. I taught her to knit. So there'll be things from her coming and going, I'm sure. So maybe I'll insert some photos of, she's got 2 projects going. She's got a headband going. That was her very first project, where we were just knitting back and forth, just a short row, so she can make a headband and, see if she's even interested. And then we started on a cowl. So I started with the ribbing. We just did a small amount of ribbing, and then she was going to knit this weekend. So I don't know how that's going. I have not heard any crazy texts from her about it. So fingers crossed, everything's going well this weekend. If not, I told her just throw it in the bag, we'll fix it. So anyway, so she went with me to the Blackhawk, the payroll conference. And so I'm going to insert some footage of her and I. And also at the very end, there's a pumpkin farm near my house, and I put some footage of that. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you next time.